We're updating the workflow for retouching specific parts of the sculpture model. We're still discussing consistency issues to handle extreme scenarios. We can see that if we train a LoRA model, it allows for significant reconstruction. Of course, now it might take just one sentence from a 3-model system to accomplish such things. But we're still talking about an extreme scenario here, like when the face is too small in the frame and even 3 models aren't quite up to par. And seeing the accelerated video of the 12,200 tattoo model update, it's still from LightXUV. This time, the upgraded acceleration model is named 1217, but in terms of results, the larger model Dino 0928 still performs better. Then let's take a look at the workflow. I'm still using the largest online rehabilitation AI platform worldwide, RunningHub. The process has been updated. Register with an invitation code to get 1,000 points daily and log in every day for an extra 100 points. The latest and best technology is always updated in sync. So here, I made some changes to the previous workflow of high and low noise segmentation rendering for sculptural models. For quick local repaints, we need to load an image, then paint the areas we want to redraw. A corresponding LoRA model. Here, I trained a character, but it's important to make a distinction between primary rendering and secondary rendering. Our first render takes us 25 steps, and then another 25 steps for the second render, resulting in an outcome very close to what we want with excellent clarity. The first rendered part obviously requires us to connect with the sculpture model in CN format. The model version has been updated to 2.1. Please note the update. The weight of this row in LoRA shouldn't be too high during the initial rendering. I'll use 0.5 here. When we get to the second rendering phase, we directly apply a weight of 1. Doing a partial redraw definitely requires a mask, and a hand-drawn image will suffice here. In this area, it's necessary to have a control image, and we recommend inputting 1, even a skeleton diagram, which can better guide the generation of the image. In low noise areas, we can use a detail denoiser to enhance the details in our generated images. Then in the second part, the LoRA model takes over to correct the image back to its proper form. After fixing the face, it looks even more like him. These two parts can each have a prompt word. So in the first paragraph, we can input the trigger word for the LoRA model along with some other elements, since here we're doing partial repainting. So that the things we redraw can better blend into the scene, in the second segment, we can directly use trigger words. This is to let the LoRA model fully demonstrate its own performance and capabilities. This workflow can still be improved, for example, by redrawing and reapplying the texture, which should yield better results. Using SD pose here would be more accurate for pose detection. If you use DW Open Pose on its own, this pose won't be detected. Navigate to RunningHub and click AI or click the link in the introduction to register, and you'll get 120 gigabytes. Logging in daily will also give you 100 points. The corresponding AI workflow and one-click AI applications have been deployed online and can now be run and tested online. Then we'll look at the acceleration model in section 2.2. This time's updated model is the 1217 accelerated DORA model on the far right, showing a character turning around. What about in terms of detail richness? 1.2.1.7 is the most detailed, but clearly in terms of character texture, 0928 has the best skin quality. The model at WinRE shows slightly worse texture and even experiences material breakdown. The results from loading the raw models separately all had overly oily skin. The next test is a shot of a train moving, aiming to make both the characters and the scene extremely stylized with an unreal material texture. So the results here, Dino 0928 and WinRE are very similar. The result of using a 20,000.2 model is combining a 20,000.2.2 large model with a 20,000.1 acceleration model to create a scene where multiple dragons fight together. The conclusion remains consistent. Loading the 2.2 acceleration model for LightXQV alone can actually make motion slower. The LoRA model from 0928 actually works together with a large model. It's really strange how its performance differs greatly from using the official model at 12.2 plus this Dino LoRA model. The difference is quite significant. If there's no comparison, it's easier to talk about this character. Once there's a comparison, we can see that all three LoRA models of 1.2.2 will make the skin oilier. I've put the large model in the link in my introduction. The conclusion is that in the tattoo video workflow of 1.2.2, it's still recommended to use this large Dino model. In my impression, if you want to use models from the community, you can use the Remix model. The tattoo video model for Remix combines parts of the Dino model